Episode 1. Connect. Don't conflict. Hey. Welcome to Connect. Don't conflict. Your weekly dose of smart, sassy, and soul-deep conversation.
I'm Zora.
And I'm Elsa. And today we are diving into one of the most misunderstood love languages in the game, how men and women actually communicate differently. Spoiler alert, it's not just about hearing, it's about decoding the entire system.
That's right. We're talking genderlect, emotional wiring, body somatic cues, and why your last argument about pizza delivery wasn't really about pizza at all.
Let's be real. If you've ever said, "He just doesn't get it," or "Why does she have to talk so much about feelings?" Buckle up. This episode is going to hit like therapy meets TED Talk.
And it's not just theory. We're using real research from communication experts like Kimberly Nina Hill and Dr. Alan Zimmerman to break it all down in a way that makes sense in the car, in the bedroom, and yes, even during those 3 a.m. text arguments.
So whether you're looking to strengthen your relationship, level up your emotional intelligence, or you just love a bit of spicy but smart girl talk,
make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode that could literally save your love life, or at least make date night less awkward.
We're all about giving you tools, truth, and a little bit of tea, so grab your coffee or wine. We don't judge, and let's get into it.
Section 1. Genderlect. Why we talk so differently.
So Zora, let's start with the million-dollar question. Do men and women really speak different languages? Or do we just think they do?
Oh, they absolutely do. And not like French versus Spanish. I'm talking neurological level differences in why and how we communicate. Linguist Deborah Tannen coined the term genderlect. Think dialect, but based on gender.
Okay, love that. So basically, I'm not being dramatic. I'm just speaking my native tongue.
Exactly. Women tend to use what Tannen calls rapport talk. We build connection, emotion, shared experience, while men use report talk. Factual, hierarchical, outcome-driven. Mini breakdown. Technical terms in action. Genderlect equals gender plus dialect. A style of speech associated with gender identity. Report talk equals language used to connect emotionally and build relationships. Report talk equals language used to convey information, solve problems, assert status.
And this isn't just fluffy pop psych, right? There's neurological backing. Women show more activity in the language centers of the brain, especially the left hemisphere, and often integrate emotional memory during communication.
Exactly. And men often activate task-oriented neural circuits. So when a woman says, "I feel like you don't listen," the man's brain is like, "What's the task here? Fix it," instead of just witnessing.
So imagine this. Friday night, I say to my guy, "I just wanted tonight to feel special." And he goes, "I ordered extra cheese." That's special, right?
Classic report talk. He hears a logistics problem, solves it with cheese. Meanwhile, you are trying to express an unmet emotional expectation. Totally different wavelengths.
These differences lead to what researchers call pragmatic misalignment. Basically, both people think they're being clear, but their conversational goals are misaligned.
And over time, that leads to frustration. One partner says, "You're too emotional." The other, "You never open up." But really, it's not about personality. It's about misread communication frameworks. Start noticing how your partner talks. Are they trying to connect or fix? Then ask yourself, what am I actually asking for? Connection or solution? That one shift can lower defensiveness immediately.
Exactly. Next time your partner says, "I'm just trying to help," you can say, "Thanks, babe, but I actually just need you to hear me right now." That's meta-communication, talking about the talk, and it's powerful.
So now that we've laid the groundwork, different languages, different goals, let's get into the juicy part.
How those misaligned styles turn into full-on conflict. Buckle up, because next we're breaking down interrupting, status signaling, and why your convo keeps turning into a courtroom cross-examination.
Section 2. Conflict mode. Why we keep misunderstanding each other. Okay, so we just talked about genderlect. How men and women speak different emotional languages. But what happens when those languages collide? You guessed it, conflict.
Yes, and it's not always yelling or door slamming. Sometimes conflict shows up as that silent, awkward pause, or a text that reads colder than a Midwestern winter.
Or, my favorite, I am fine, which is universal code for, I am absolutely not fine, but I need you to read between every line of the sentence, like it's a PhD dissertation.
So, Dr. Alan Zimmerman outlines a brilliant point. Most communication breakdowns happen, not because people disagree, but because they have different communication motives.
Yes, men often seek to preserve autonomy and status, while women prioritize connection and emotional resonance. When those priorities clash, things escalate, even unintentionally.
And one of the most common triggers: interruptions. But get this, men and women interrupt differently.
According to Zimmerman and other studies, men are more likely to interrupt as a way to regain control or assert dominance, what's called a power interruption, whereas women are more likely to interrupt to show understanding or create bonding, known as a rapport interruption. But here's the kicker. Both styles can be misinterpreted. Mini-skit. The Zoom call disaster. So I was saying, the client will probably need 2 more days to approve the...
Totally. Yes, and I was thinking, what if we just send the mock-up today?
Now he hears. You're not letting me finish. Are you challenging me? But you were actually trying to collaborate.
Right. My intent was solidarity, but the delivery triggered his status radar.
This is what linguists call pragmatic mismatch, when the form of communication doesn't match the expected function based on gendered norms.
Or in regular person English, I thought we were vibing. Turns out we were low-key debating.
Let's add fuel to the fire. Zimmerman says, when people don't feel heard, they tend to either escalate or withdraw. Men often go towards silence or problem-solving mode. Women lean into processing or emotional unpacking. And if neither is named, the whole interaction turns into a spiral. So, let's break this classic fight down. When a woman says, "You never listen to me," what she usually means is, "I don't feel emotionally acknowledged." And when a man replies, "You're overreacting," what he might mean is, "I don't know how to fix this, and I feel overwhelmed." But to her, that's dismissive. Cue fight.
One powerful strategy, mirroring. When conflict starts, just reflect what the other person said. So what I'm hearing is, "You felt shut down when I jumped in?" Simple but disarming. Also, do an intent check before reacting. Ask, "Were you trying to help or redirect?" And if you're the interrupter, clarify, "I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just excited and want to build on it." That's next-level emotional fluency.
Here's the wild part. Conflict isn't inherently negative. In fact, couples who never fight often have more suppressed resentment. It's not about avoiding conflict. It's about managing it consciously. Think of conflict as a check engine light. It tells you something needs attention, not replacement.
All right, so we've diagnosed the dysfunction. Now let's talk about intimacy. Because let's be real, you can't build emotional or sexual connection with someone who doesn't know how to feel safe in conversation first.
Section 3. Emotional and sexual communication. Speaking the language of the body.
All right, Zora, let's get real. If communication outside the bedroom is tricky, inside the bedroom, that's a whole another language.
It's wild. We expect sex to be this intuitive, magical, self-cleaning oven of connection. But guess what? If you can't communicate about emotions at dinner, good luck navigating vulnerability between the sheets.
So here's where Kimberly Nina Hill drops a truth bomb. Women need to feel emotionally safe before they can be physically expressive. She calls it the foundation of somatic attunement.
Somatic just means body-based, right? So when we say somatic attunement, we're talking about tuning into your own body's signals and your partner's. Not just mentally, but sensationally.
Yes, And Kimberly talks a lot about presence over performance. Most people are outcome focused. Like, did we orgasm? Did we do the positions? But she teaches us to focus on sensation, breath, connection, not just climax.
Mission complete. Orgasm achieved. Returning to base. Excuse me, I was trying to make love, not reboot an iPhone.
Exactly. That's the performance trap. We're so focused on metrics, we miss the moment. So let's get nerdy for a second. When you're not emotionally regulated, aka, you're feeling judged, anxious, disconnected, your nervous system can't access pleasure. That's basic polyvagal theory.
Right. If you're in a sympathetic stress response, fight, flight, or freeze, your body literally can't relax into arousal. This is why Kimberly teaches people to slow down, breathe, and engage in sensate focus. Let's say you are with your partner and you want deeper connection. Start with a solo practice. Light a candle, turn on music, and just touch your own arm, your face, your body. Slowly, not to arouse, but to feel. This builds what Kimberly calls vertical connection awareness from within your own body before trying to co-regulate with someone else. Basically, if you can't feel you, no one else can either.
Ever been mid-make-out and suddenly your brain goes, why am I doing this? I'm not even here right now. That's disembodiment. Your body's involved, but your presence isn't. And that's where emotional communication matters. You have to be able to say, hey, I'm not in the right headspace right now, but I want to feel close. Can we cuddle, breathe, or just talk first? That's not rejection, that's intimacy.
One of my favorite quotes from Kimberly: you are 100% responsible for your pleasure. Not in a blamey way, but in an empowering way. Yes, it means learn your turn-ons, your boundaries, your rhythms. Communicate them. Don't wait for someone to guess them right. This is erotic self-leadership. Quick tips for better emotional and sexual communication. Name your needs before intimacy. Like, I need to feel emotionally close to relax. Use body language as feedback. Size, tension, avoidance are data. Replace judgment with curiosity. Ask, what's happening in your body right now? Have a post-intimacy check-in. Even 60 seconds of gratitude or reflection deepens connection.
So if you've ever thought, we don't fight but we're not close either, don't worry. That's not failure. It's just a signal that something needs attention beneath the surface. And coming up, we'll talk about how to clear emotional tension before it builds up, and how to reconnect when your intimacy feels, well, interrupted.
Healing the disconnect. From shutdown to reconnection. Okay, so by now, we've decoded how miscommunication leads to conflict, how it leaks into emotional and sexual disconnection, and how our nervous systems can shut down without even realizing it. Phew, if you're still with us, give yourself a hug. You're doing emotional weightlifting today.
Love that. And here's the beautiful truth. Disconnect doesn't mean disrepair. You can rebuild communication bridges, but it takes intention, patience, and a bit of ego shedding. Let's start with what actually happens when disconnect sets in. According to relationship research, especially the Gottman Institute, emotional withdrawal is one of the first signs. It's called stonewalling, where one or both people emotionally check out.
Yup. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just less eye contact, shorter texts, less curiosity. You're still together, but emotionally unavailable.
When this happens, many people enter emotional containment mode. They suppress what they're feeling to avoid more conflict. But that actually breeds resentment, not peace.
Exactly. Containment creates what we call a low-grade relational fever. You're not exploding, but you're not healing either. Just simmering in silence. When girlfriend said, "He didn't do anything wrong, I just don't feel like we talk anymore," the boyfriend responds, "I thought things were fine. You stopped complaining, so I assumed you were happy." And there it is, mistaking quiet for connection.
So, how to start rebuilding the emotional connection? First step to healing. You need a mutual emotional reset. That means pausing the narrative of who's right and reconnecting to what actually matters: safety, care, and presence. One powerful way to do this is what we call The repair ritual.
Let's set up the repair ritual. First, name the tension without blame. Use soft startups. Instead of, you never listen. Try, I've been feeling distant lately, and I miss how we used to talk more openly. Second, reaffirm the connection. Say something like, I want us to feel close again. This isn't about being mad. It's about getting back to us. That lowers defensiveness. Third, ask for a bridge moment. This is a small reconnection gesture, like holding hands, a 60-second hug, or doing a 10-minute honesty share, where you both say what you've been holding in.
Let's try nervous system healing. Co-regulation in practice. Sometimes words are too much. That's okay. Try nonverbal co-regulation. Deep breathing together, placing a hand on each other's chest, or eye-gazing for 30 seconds. These micro-moments recalibrate your nervous systems. It's literally biology helping you reconnect.
Now, the bonus tool, the I am here text. If things are tense but you're not ready to talk, send what we call the I am here text. Something like, I know we're off. I just want you to know I'm thinking of you, and I care. Let's talk when we're both ready. Simple, safe, soft. That's emotional leadership, babe. And that's the kind of energy that rewires relationships. It's time for rebuilding intimacy after disconnection. Once you've cleared the static, you can start to bring intimacy back in, slow touch, share routines, even laughing together again. Because real connection isn't about perfection, it's about repair. The most resilient relationships aren't conflict-free. They're just repair-rich. You can't expect vulnerability from someone you keep punishing for being real. Create safety and watch the connection bloom again.
In our final moments, we're going to give you a power recap. The 5 most important shifts to improve communication in your relationships, fast. Coming up, everything we've learned in one clear takeaway list. Let's land this plane with some clarity, confidence, and compassion.
Section 5. 5 shifts that change everything. Phew, that was a masterclass in communication, connection, conflict, and yes, even that good intimacy. If your brain is full and your heart's a little tender, good. That means we did our job. You felt it. But before we go, we want to leave you with something you can take into your actual life. Something that sticks. So we're closing with the 5 shifts that change everything.
Shift 1. Speak in style. Know your genderlect. Remember, men and women often have different motives in communication, status versus connection, action versus emotion. Learn to hear the style beneath the words. Try this. Next time you feel misunderstood, don't argue. Translate. Ask yourself, what are they really trying to say underneath that tone?
Shift 2. De-escalate the dance. Interrupt with care. Not all interruptions are rude. Some are rapport. But if you're in a heated moment, slow it down. Let each person land their thought. Use mirroring like a boss. So what I hear you saying is, not only does it show empathy, it literally lowers the brain's threat response. That's neuroscience, baby.
Shift 3. Presence greater than performance. In and out of bed. Whether it's a dinner convo or a bedroom moment, don't chase outcomes. Chase connection. That means breath, body awareness, and curiosity. If you're not emotionally safe, you can't be physically open. Period. So ask your partner, how can I help you feel more here with me right now? Game changer.
Shift 4. Repair like you mean it. Disconnect happens. That's normal. But avoidance is not resolution. Instead, initiate a soft check-in. Use the repair ritual. Name the tension. Reaffirm the bond. Ask for a reconnection moment. It's like CPR for relationships. It brings things back to life.
Shift 5. Don't wait to communicate. The biggest communication mistake? Waiting until things break down. Start sharing before the storm. Even a 5-minute daily check-in changes everything. Ask, how's your heart today? Not just, how was your day? It invites depth. And that's where connection lives.
Bonus reminder. You deserve to be understood. Let's be super clear. Being misunderstood does not mean you're wrong. It means your message needs a different bridge. Build that bridge. You deserve relationships where you don't have to shrink, translate, or edit your soul just to be accepted. That's the new standard.
If this episode made you pause, reflect, or laugh, share it with someone you care about. Send it to your partner, your best friend, your therapist, your group chat. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us keep creating more conversations that actually matter.
And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell so you never miss a drop. We've got new episodes every week. And hey, tell us in the comments, which communication habit are you ready to change? We read everyone, and we might even feature you in our next episode.
Your voice matters. Your boundaries matter. And your story deserves to be heard, not just tolerated.
Until next time, stay grounded, stay soft, and keep speaking your truth, one brave word at a time. Love you. Mean it. Talk soon.